Hello, my name is Eric Hatlestad with New Image Brewing. I manage all of our sales and distribution, and also have Brandon Capps, who is our founder and head brewer. Double Double, and this specific variant is with Nelson and Motueka hops. So first off, can you explain kind of the name of the Double Double series?
It's funny because I was actually thinking about this earlier. Sometimes like I just need the most straightforward descriptors. Actually, when we were talking about Schitt's Creek, I was like, I don't end up watching shows with names like that because I have no idea what it's about from reading the name. And to be fair, a lot of shows you have no idea, and a lot of great movies you have no idea what they're about by just like seeing the name. But in the same way that a lot of people can be kind of simplistic when it comes to consuming beers, is like that name makes sense. That sounds safe. I'll put that in me. I'm kind of the same way with a lot of things. When the name really just tells me what it is, that makes my life a lot easier. And I just thought that for explaining like, oh, hey, it's like a double dry hopped double IPA, I was like, Double Double gets that done pretty easily.
So with the Double Double series, how do you choose the hop combinations?
Usually I try to stick with at least one that I know really well, and then try to mix in another one that I maybe have been wanting to try or is another favorite, but that isn't like a backbone hop. With all IPAs, I mean, there's a bit of the same kind of thing that influences any producer who's being influenced by agriculture, which is like what's available right now. Like, we've had a ton of Simcoe available to us this year. So I've been trying to like really play off of those profiles, going for more stone fruit hops, which is why we've used a ton of Strata and Idaho 7 and El Dorado this year. Just hops that really kind of resonate well off of the base that Simcoe lays. But this one was Nelson Motueka. So Motueka is one of my favorite New Zealand hops that we use in Coriolis effect, and we have quite a bit of. And then I got a really nice allocation of Nelson this year, so I wanted to work that in. I just really, really showcased New Zealand hop character big time, and this one was kind of the goal.
So when you brew a double New England style IPA, does that require more hops in the brewing process than you would use in a regular New England IPA?
No, it just depends on what the dry hop level is. So for instance, like our double double has the same amount of hops in it as Flamingo Shorts. Typically use a little bit more on the hot side with double IPAs, but no, it's not a guaranteed thing that you're going to have more hops in a double IPA than a single.
So the major difference is the base malt of those beers, or a single IPA versus a double.
Yeah, the biggest difference is going to be the base, particularly how much malt we're using, and then which types.
So is the shelf life of a double IPA any longer than the shelf life of a single IPA when it comes to New England styles?
Potentially yes, potentially no. I mean, I would say that like the lighter a beer is in general, the more susceptible it's going to be to a lot of the negative affect of aging, and the more obvious those things are going to be. So double IPAs just have a whole lot more flavor to drown out with negative affect, and a whole lot more to degrade. But both our single and double IPAs are shelf stable for quite a good amount of time, just because we have really good practices around making sure that's the case.
At what temperature would you advise to consume a double IPA that's 9.5% alcohol at?
Me personally, I prefer to pull the beer out of the fridge at about 38 to 40 degrees, typical storage temp, and crack it open. And I would say that like that's a personal decision. For some, they might prefer to drink a double IPA closer to like 45 degrees or so, but I wouldn't say that there's like a specific temperature. I mean, anything if it's ice cold is going to be hard to taste and overly bitter, so I wouldn't recommend like serving it at 32 Fahrenheit. But I'd say at the low end 38, and then like anywhere from 38 degrees to it's too warm and it tastes gross is appropriate.